Today we're going to be setting up a class in the Nida Learning Management System. Step 1, we want to log in. Here we're going to use our provided username and password. Step 2, we're going to click on the Users tab because we're going to add a user. To do so, we need to right-click underneath the ID column and left-click to add a user. When this window opens up, we're going to have to fill in all of the fields that have an asterisk next to them. For the user ID, username, and password, they all have to be 6 characters or more, letters or numbers, no symbols. I'm going to use my first initial and last name. I'm going to set my roles as instructor, facilitator, and administrator. That gives me full rights to do everything within the system. You want to use all lowercase when it comes to your username and password. Status, we're going to change from new to active, and then we're going to left click to add. Step 3. We're going to click on the Students tab. Here, we're going to right click underneath the ID column just like we did with the users, and we're going to add a student by left clicking. I'm going to use the same criteria I used for my user because students and users both access different websites. You don't have to fill in anything that doesn't have an asterisk, so. Change my status from new to active, and I'm going to add. Since I'm only adding myself right now, I'm just going to go ahead and close the window. The window does stay open so you can keep adding students. Step 4, we're going to go to the Classes tab. We're going to right click underneath the ID column, and we're going to left click to add a class. When adding a class, the same as every other ID in the Nida LMS, it has to be 6 characters or more, no spaces, no symbols. So I'm going to be really easy here by going 6 zeros. I'm going to call this my test class. And then I'm going to go ahead and select from the drop down Automotive. I have an asterisk next to the class day, so I'm going to put it's a 50-minute work hour. And I'm going to change my status from new to active. And I'm going to select myself as the primary instructor. I can change the passing grade if I would like, but I'm going to leave it defaulted at a 70, and I'm going to add by left clicking. I'm going to go ahead and close that window out. For step 5, we're going to edit the class roster. So under the class ID that we created, I'm going to right click and go down and select Edit Class Roster. On the right side is all of my available students. On the left side is the roster for the class. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to double click on my students in my active side, and it's going to populate them into my roster. When I've completed my student population, I'm going to hit the close button. For step 6, we're going to go to the Courses tab. Here, we're going to build a custom course. So just like everything else underneath the ID column, I'm going to right click and add a course. I'm going to make it 6 zeros. I'm going to call it my test course. I'm going to change the status from new to active, and I'm going to leave the type at normal. And then I'm going to add it. Since we're only doing one right now, I'm going to go ahead and close the window out. Now what I'm going to do is design my custom course. So I've got to right click on my course ID and I'm going to go down to design course. It's going to bring up a window where I can either one, come into the outline, right click, add a group, right click, add a group after, edit the title, DC, edit the title, AC, and then I could populate these by highlighting them and double clicking to add lessons, or double click, remove. I'm just going to clean this up. The easy way is to hit copy from. This window comes up. I'm going to slide it over to the side here. I'm going to hit the down arrow and I'm just going to go into DC circuits. I can right click on the block title, hit copy, right click on the purple under the outline and hit paste after, and that copies in that whole block. If I wanted to do more, I could come back to my copy from, right click on the next block title, hit copy, come back to the previous block title, highlight it, right click, paste after, and it keeps my outline looking right. If I wanted to remove any lessons, just like it shows when I do the flyover, double click and it pulls them right out of my outline. When I'm all complete, I just hit save. We're going to go back to the classes tab, and what I'm going to do for step 7 is I'm going to put my new developed course into my class. To do so, I right click on the class ID and I select edit class info. Next to course, I have selected right now automotive. I'm going to hit the drop down, I'm going to scroll to the top, and I'm going to select my test course. When I've got everything like I want, I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Step 8, how to check records. Under the Classes tab, you're going to come down to your class ID, and you're going to right click and view results. Since I'm the only student in here, double click on my name and it's going to show you my score sheet. This is the class I'm enrolled in right now, and since I haven't taken anything, I don't have any scores. If I wanted to here, I can see I can print report, statement of progress, of accomplishment, and certificate of achievements can be printed from here when the students are complete with the course. To exit out of this, hit the X. And when I'm all complete, I hit the log out and it takes me back to the login screen. That concludes how to set up a class in the Nida Learning Management System.